Welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate and Stuff. Today, we have a special guest. In a world where mediocrity has become mainstream, and in a place like real estate where you don't know who you can trust, who has your back? I'll tell you who. Steve Cohen at InvestorBootz. My man has created a company unlike any other that you've seen out there. Everyone comes up with all the other stuff to help you, but who helps you with boots on the ground to go take photos, to get mobile notaries, to go meet sellers, to rekey properties, do all the things? You got a same day, last minute issue. His company's got your back. And so we're here today to discuss with him how he helps with the secret cheat code to getting more deals, locking them up against your competitors, and making even more money by having the right boots on the ground. Welcome, Steve. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our podcast.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited about this today.
Appreciate you.
Love it. Love it. Love the intro. Not to be confused with WAGs for any Billions fans out there. Pumped to have you on board. Pumped to have you on board, Steve.
He's gonna go watch that. He's gonna go watch the show tonight just to see what we're talking. He's googling it right now.
That wouldn't be a bad Friday night.
No,
it honestly wouldn't be a bad Friday night.
I just have to live up to that intro now, man. Thank you for that, BP.
Hey, well, you got plenty of time to do so, man. Tell us about you, man. InvestorBootz, how'd it come about?
InvestorBootz. I wanted to become a wholesaler myself. I absolutely love the business model. And it was so funny. I was going through, and my partner and I, we were picking our team, and we had handpicked everybody from the top down. And when we started going through issues we were going to come up with, it always came down to people that we didn't have control over. It was going to be the boots on the ground. Who was getting our paperwork signed? Who was going to be getting our photos, doing the showings for us, setting up lock boxes? Mm-hmm. And it just goes back to that old cliche, you're only as good as your weakest link. It's a cliche, I get it, but it's a cliche because it's freaking true. And when we were doing our research, I realized, well, we found out there is absolutely no service provider that provides boots on the ground on a nationwide scale. And that's kind of when this really piqued our interest and got us, interested in starting something like this for the real estate investment community.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. How long has it been going now?
3 years.
3 years? All right. That's pretty exciting.
We're wrapping up 3 years.
So you serve nationwide?
We are absolutely nationwide. Currently, our database is at about 330 to 340,000 field agents throughout the country. So I've never had to turn anybody down for business. And yeah, we absolutely operate nationwide.
How hard was it to fill out that field agent network?
It was obviously at the start, it was very hard. Luckily, I got a hold of a database of a guy that was going out of business, and he kind of had field agents in 2 states, so I had somewhere to start. And he loved me. I was a new dad at the time. He was like, look, I'm going to give you my list if you pay my field agents well, and if you pay them fast. And that's what I did. I paid everybody well. I paid them fast. And then I used them to tell all their friends and all the other vendors in the industry what we were doing and all the big things. That's kind of how I got started and was able to just scale it so quickly.
Yeah. So there's people out there that like their job is a field agent, and you make it sound like it's an industry that I didn't know existed.
There's both. So there's definitely there's basic field agent training you can go through to handle these tasks that we need at the property. But obviously we have our database of professional service providers, our notaries around the country. We have realtors in our database, so on and so forth. But yeah, there's definitely basic field agent training you can go through to be, become certified as a field agent, to be able to go out and handle these remote tasks that are so necessary.
So like a little unknown fact by my show host here is back during the recession. So like 15 years ago, I used to do BPOs, and the banks would order you BPOs all across. And one of the hardest things, and back then, listen, it was the recession. No one was making money. So everything was paying peanuts essentially, but finding field agents to go to these properties and, take photos, whatever it was, get inside. So we had interior and exterior BPOs you'd have to go do. But there was so many pop-up services like this, but none of them could stay in business because they couldn't keep. So like one of our biggest problems is I was doing the entire state. I was covering the entire state, and I was trying to find these companies or individual field agents, and they turned me down. They wouldn't have coverage here, but they'd have coverage here. Well, for me, I'm taking the order from, the bank, and I have to complete it. And now you're rejecting this, but taking my other 10, it really messes the business up. And I saw a lot of these types of companies go out, but there's a huge need for them, because for guys like me, I was trying to scale and do more and more. It's how I made my money. But like, it was just hard to find someone in Miami, then somebody in Jacksonville the next day, then somebody over in like Tallahassee or Ocala. It was hard.
I made it so I compare it to DoorDash. You can go anywhere, you can have food delivered anywhere. I've made it that expansive where, again, it can just be any market across the country. We've been in remote towns where we've had documents filed, and the population has been a town of 40 people. So yeah, just having that vast network and that availability, that nationwide resource at your fingertips for all of these services is pretty gnarly. And yeah, having that nationwide reach has been a game changer for our clients.
So no pun intended, but did you bootstrap your way up?
I would say no.
No. How did you get your growth?
So are you talking about for the field agents?
For the size you are now with the customers, the size of field agent, like to get to here. I mean, 3 years is pretty impressive to get from here to there of 300,000, right? Is that what you said? 300,000 field agents, right? That's pretty impressive.
340. I err on the side of 330,000. But you're saying, how did we get that growth of the field agents
and customers?
Yeah.
My next question was, how many customers do you have?
The customers, what was so funny when I first started this business, I would pick up the phone. If I made 100 phone calls, there was such a demand that I was signing up 95 people. So the customer side was really easy. We started with just reaching out to wholesalers, investors, one-on-one, picking up the phone, making phone calls, letting them know what we could do. This was after we had built the database and had everything. Built the database, built the client dashboard. We had all of this stuff ready to go. And then we moved from calling up the individual investor to going over to coaches and influencers and just capitalizing on their networks and their That really helped us. And now in 2025, our goal is to get in bed with the data guys, the CRMs, the listing services, the lead generation companies, because these guys are so heavy on the data side that the physical aspect of these transactions that is so important, the paperwork signings, the photos, the lockboxes, the showings. We want to be able to complement them and use our services like I said, to complement what they do remarkably well on the data side of these transactions. So that's kind of been our trajectory for client growth.
Where are you at on customer base right now? Active users.
Active users is about 1,000, but customer base is double that easily. I mean, active monthly users.
So you have like repeat business. People aren't just using your once; they're coming back, placing multiple orders.
No, we looked and got some numbers for you, and yeah, definitely the repeat business. There's over 90% of the people are coming back.
Wow, 90% of your customers are satisfied with it, and so that, I mean, that's pretty good. John, you're the software.
Amazing.
I mean, that's pretty good, right?
I would love a 90% retention rate.
No.
It's a pretty remarkable service what it does. I mean, just the value it adds for the assignment fees when you consider the assignment fees these investors are getting for these properties. So yeah, we're very fortunate on that end. I also have 60% of our clients increase their order volume within the first 3 months of working with us. And that's really what we like to see. We like to have our client success managers work with our clients to figure out how do we get them increasing their order volume, because that's super important that our clients are seeing growth.
So they're, instead of just using you for one thing, testing you out, they're now trusting you and giving you more and more of their work, essentially.
Definitely.
What could you give us like a breakdown of your services?
Definitely. So we have we call our in-house services. These are going to be what our field agents are going to be able to do. We go out and take property photos, set up lock boxes. We do showings. We can take room measurements, get 2D floor plans. We do courier service. Oftentimes the seller might live a couple hours away and we need to drive a key down to the property to put it in a lockbox. Courier service for documents. We get documents recorded, those memorandums for you guys to cloud title. Man, I feel like I'm forgetting so many of these services. That's the stuff we handle in-house. We have a massive network of pro service providers as well too. One of my clients who's a fund, they actually pumped a ton of money into a nationwide database of pro service providers. And while we helped them out on the field agent side, they were lucky to give us access to that database. And now we're able to offer all of these services to our clients as well.
What are some examples of pro services?
Yeah. So this is going to be your locksmiths, maid service, clean out service, junk removal, handyman, contractors, licensed home inspectors.
Okay.
These are going to be all these pro service providers that do these specialized niche jobs.
So you've essentially made it so a wholesaler never has to walk into a property. You can do everything through InvestorBootz and get it ready for a showing. Yeah, but do you do showings?
We do showings, and that's what's awesome about the showings is, and I have one client that just uses us for showings. You know, he gets everything else done on his own. He's just that guy that likes to have the control and stay in his backyard, but he uses us for his showings. And what's great is we're able to send a field agent with a sign-in sheet, and they keep all the buyers separated from the sellers. So nobody starts talking and trying to work out their own deal. It's a great way to have a liaison there, a buffer there. So again, they're not communicating. But yeah, again, we offer showings on a nationwide scale as well too.
So truly, I would not have to step into a property. Do you feel like you could say that?
Definitely. And that's the goal. If we can make it so not only you, our client, don't have to step into the property, but if we can make it so your buyers feel confident of making a decision without having to step foot into the property, then we've done our job. You know, if we've given you enough assets to hand off to your buyers so it's a no-brainer decision for them, we feel like we've done our job.
I don't know if you want to go over this or not, but my question, I'm listening to all this, right? And I'm just like, yeah, it's cool to use you, bro. But at the same time, what are you charging me? Like, you're like, oh, I'll go run a key down. And like, I'm like thinking like, who's really going to do that for like something economical? Like, what are you charging me? And I say that just because it was the most random thing that you said was like, I'm going to run a key somewhere, which happens, by the way. But at the same point, it's like that. And then like John mentioned, you're going to do a showing and you got to make money. Mm-hmm. So like we got a middleman here, and then I got to hire the boots on the ground guy. Like, how much can you give us idea of some pricing of some of the major orders? Is that possible?
Definitely. So we're able to offer flat fees. I've already pre-negotiated all of my fees with my field agent. So for all the work that my field agents do, I offer flat fees to all of my clients. For the pro services, obviously those fees are going to be varied. if there's four locks on a door versus if there's two, if there's a hoarder living in the house versus if you just need, some basic boxes cleaned out.
Yeah, because those take bids. Yeah.
So we're able to get bids on those for our clients. But for example, if I look over here on our fee schedule, our bundles, what we're really trying to do is drive home the value of bundling services to our clients. Okay, so we have a set of bundles. We have our Deal Accelerator bundle, which is photos and a walkthrough video, which is $180. And it says right here, used responsibly, we can't be held liable for bidding wars. It's very true. So nationwide, to go get photos and a walkthrough video.
How many photos you giving me though?
However many you want. So that's the beauty of it. Sometimes our clients are going to come back to us and they say, hey guys, too many photos. Let's tone it down a bit here, Angela Adams. Otherwise, they'll come back and say, we'd like a little more photos. So it's going to be based on your needs. And what we do is when you start working with us, we want to sit down and find out what your needs are. Because we go out and get detailed photos. We're going to get photos under the sink. We're going to get photos of the AC unit in the label, the furnace in the label, the electrical panel. If that's not what you want, let us know, and we're happy to critique the instructions and make notes on the back end of your portal. So you got caught on Angela Adams, didn't you?
I'm laughing on the inside because you don't freaking know the show Billions and Wags from Billions, but yet you made this Angela Adams joke so like people are supposed to know who he is. I do.
I do.
He's not as mainstream anymore as he used to be, but like I just thought that was hilarious. Now I understand like where your interests lie versus wasting time watching Netflix. I got you.
Moving down the list here, we have our InvestorBootz market domination bundles. These are so Domination Pro is going to have exterior photos, a walkthrough video, and a document signed for $210. And you can work your way down. We've bundled everything at a reduced pricing. We do access bundles.
What happens if they don't get access? Like, let's say I schedule with you, and we know this happens, and the sellers just aren't there. Trip fee?
Huh?
Like a trip fee? What happens?
There is. So typically that would involve a $30 trip fee. It isn't for every order. It's if that field agent requests it, if they had to drive far or something like that would happen. But yeah, typically if we show up to the property, we're going to compensate them for their time and their gas for going out there. Also, they booked up their time that day, didn't take other appointments for other jobs. So we're very sensitive to that.
It really is like DoorDash. Quite literally.
It really is. I mean, we can use it you can place an order from your phone. You can place an order from your computer. A magic little field agent shows up to the property and handles the work and gets whatever you need to get done.
Yeah. With the rise of virtual wholesaling the last few years, is that like almost all your businesses from people doing stuff virtually?
Yeah. So I had a statistic here about virtual wholesaling. I had some data here that I was going to share with you guys.
And Papa P, I'm thinking about one of the times you had one of your handy guys like cut like a PVC pipe or something at one of your mobile home parks.
No.
Yeah.
You didn't have him. What would you do? You need InvestorBootz.
Cutting PVC pipes.
Mm-hmm.
We're removing boards this morning from a property, a house that's boarded up. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless, but I have the statistic here. In 2020, 45% of real estate investors bought properties, actually 40% outside of their local market. And as of current data from 2023, that's bumped up to 65% of real estate investors who are buying properties outside of their local market. So the rise of virtual wholesaling is definitely going up. To answer your question, Carlos, what you were saying.
Makes sense.
I believe it.
But you still have people using it in their local market, right? Because I mean, ultimately, yes, you solve a pain point for somebody virtual wholesaling, but really your value prop is I save you time for you to be able to do closing more deals, right? Like you don't have to handle the things that require you to drive places.
Yeah. And 45% of our clients expand into new markets within 3 months. Okay. Because we really hit home the nationwide reach. We want to see that growth. We want to see that scalability for them. So that is a real statistic that 45% of our clients actually branch out into new markets within 3 months of using us. We're able to remove that geographic limitation that all you investors face. So yeah, that makes a huge difference. There was something else you said that I was going to mention. I just blanked really quick. Darn it.
It'll come back to you. Do you have any like client success stories that you could share, like how people tried out your services and now they're using it a ton?
Yeah, absolutely. So client success stories. So we have, our clients that really we love the clients that want to use us for the random stuff, like give us the ideas to break into new markets. But for example, we have a client that was literally driving for dollars himself. And he called us up and said, hey, if I paid your field agent hourly, would you guys be willing to do driving for dollars? We said, of course. So now what this guy does is every month he gives us a zip code. We'll go out for a certain set of hours locating distressed properties for the guy. Then we're able to go do a drive-by inspection for him. We get current photos of the property to see how the home looks, see if it looks lived in. He goes back and skip traces it and then sends us back all the deals where he's going to get paperwork signed and stuff like that. So he's just had huge success in that, not having to drive around anymore himself and just passing it off to us.
How much per hour?
I believe the fee is, and I can look right here, is $60 per hour. You can send somebody out there. We're bringing him
$60 per hour.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
No, I mean, that's more than a nurse makes. That's more than teachers make. That's more than somebody. I mean, that is a wild. I mean, how many? I mean, this is like
that person isn't netting that though.
No.
I'm basing this off of. It's actually not the driving for dollars fee. I am basing this off of another fee that we have here per hour, which is our showing fee. So I don't have the actual.
That's 20. Are they doing this full time? That's $2,400 a week. Can I get in your database, bro? Like, does he need driving for dollars around Lakeland? Like, hire me.
Well, you got to understand too. So 30% of the distressed property leads that we're sending him every month, and we're getting him about 50. He's sending us paperwork back on over 30% of the leads we're sending.
I 100% get that he's making a shit ton of money off of that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, $60 an hour in today's economy is like, I mean, again,
Good
that's
deal.
$2,400. That's six figures a year if this person's doing it full time. I mean, how many hours a week is this guy driving for dollars?
No, it isn't. It absolutely isn't a full-time thing. He sends this guy out once a week, usually at the beginning of the month, and then he works through the leads through the month.
How many hours you thinking? How much can I make doing this? Because I'm really about to be a field agent for you.
Wait, what would they do it for?
Yeah, like how many hours is he driving for dollars?
He'll usually send him out for about 6-hour day to go out and do it.
How many days?
He'll pick one day out of the month.
Oh,
Give
what,
us
so
the
it's,
zip code.
Oh, so just one day, 6 hours, and he's getting
start
30% of those.
Yeah.
The contract.
Start at the top of the month, usually at the beginning of the month. That's his cycle. He sends us out. We drive for dollars, give him all his leads. He works through them. By the end of the month, we're sending people out for photos to get the paperwork signed, stuff like that. And
so really, I mean, we're talking like $400 at $360-$400. So it's not like crazy. I was thinking like because when I used to drive for dollars, right? Like Tampa was huge and Lakeland and stuff, and I'd be driving all day. It would be like a morning to night. It took me weeks to finish all of Tampa. And I was like, man, this person's making a shit ton of money. Like bro, you need to advertise that job.
His business model, I mean, he's sticking with it. It's what works for him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Driving for dollars is a great business model because it's not like any other data anybody else is getting. You know, it's very.
Look at $60 an hour. Again, it's like, why do you do DoorDash? Why do you do Instacart? It's the freedom of your time. If we can buy back that $60 an hour for him so he can make tens of thousands of dollars and he sees the value in that, that's what we want to do is buy back that time, our most valuable asset to begin with, period.
100%. And just from the sales perspective, kind of thinking about what Steve was talking about earlier, like the huge advantage I see with giving you guys speed. We always talk about like speed to lead for when an inbound lead comes in from like a website, for example, how fast you're able to talk to them. But I think there's also a lot of value in like the speed of service you're able to provide with that seller too. Once you're in communication with them, whether it's like just emailing back and forth, just different things that you need to do, being able to show the property, everything like that. So that's why I'm seeing a huge like not speed to lead, but just like speed to service value throughout the whole lead's life cycle and transaction history.
Yeah,
all deals. We have 45% of our orders are completed within 24 hours. 85% of our orders are completed within 48 hours. Now that's a skewed statistic there because not all of our clients want them completed same day like that. But that's just giving you an idea of the speed at which we can get boots on the ground for these properties.
All right. How about this? I need you out at a mobile home park. Nobody can know that you're there. So I need someone to go in incognito, but I need a full set of video. It's let's just say 10 acres, 50 homes. I need you incognito to be able to get videos up and down the street, both sides of the street through the entire park. And then I need you to be able to walk around taking photos of the majority of the homes to let me see damage. But the seller can't know I'm doing it. The community manager, we need to be incognito because in this line of business, no one wants the tenants to know that the property is being sold. So the incognito aspect of it is pretty big, right? Like being able to do that. Now, can you relay that? Can I trust you to do that? Or these people, they don't know how to do that? It's like, hey, no, they're going to talk to the...
Yeah,
we could do some espionage. We're going in cloak and dagger status.
Definitely. That's a big part of what we do, actually, the espionage aspect of it. So as long as we're not breaking the law, so you're saying the owner knows we're going to be on the property?
Generally, yeah.
Generally.
We're negotiating, and I need to get my eyes on the property. But a lot of these guys, they don't want you talking to anybody because they don't want anybody to know that they're selling. And when you have a mobile home park of like 50 tenants, trust me, they gossip. They know when somebody's on. I was on one like a couple months ago, and I was just wandering around. I had like 3 people walk up to me like, "Who you with? What do you like?" I don't know, bro. I just played dumb. I was just hired to come out here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like, someone just told me to come here.
This is where our client dashboard comes in so handy because our clients do have these requests. They want us to be incognito. You guys have all these special needs for every certain situation. So as long as they notate it and let us know, some clients want us to show up and say, hey, I'm a representative of ABC home buyer.
That was my next question. Yeah.
I'm here to take photos of your property, so there's an activity feed in my client dashboard. Our clients are really well versed on how to use it and just maximize the benefits of getting boots on the ground. We can be your liaison. We can be your representative. We can say things that you want us to say at the end of the day. As long as you communicate it to us and let us know. And if we're not breaking the law, I don't have to send somebody out there breaking the law. We're happy to do it.
It'd be wild. You have no
would you break the law for your clients?
That's the question. If I need you to do some shit, I need to know. This is
I love
home park.
I love when you asked about espionage, and Steve's like, "Yeah, we do that."
Do you guys dig holes?
Do we dig holes?
At least 6 feet deep.
Yeah, I need roughly about 6 feet. I am just asking for a friend.
I haven't had any requests for that, but I'm going to bundle that with our deal accelerator.
Deal accelerator. Do you have something you need to get rid of? Your property?
They have a certain bundle.
Yeah, we'll dig a trash hole for you 6x6. So you can get rid of what you need, so your property sells faster.
They have an upsell bundle for that.
We want to customize it as much as possible for you guys.
Yeah, but no rolling up the truck that says InvestorBootz or Field Agent or whatever. That was kind of what I was getting at. Incognito. It's a personal
like a Toyota Camry. They're rolling up in a Toyota Camry.
Yeah, they're going to come in their POV. Oftentimes they'll request swag from us if they want to get shirts and stuff like that. They don't wear them to the assignments. It's mainly for them to just have. And like I said, we want to customize it as much as possible for you guys. Whatever that experience looks like for you and how you want to be represented, that's what we want to be able to make happen.
It's important, man. So like I had done one. I was super pissed and I was JVing with somebody and I was local to the property and I just had someone dispo it. And so they were bringing people in and they had a realtor who had a bunch of buyers. And so I'm meeting the seller there. She shows up full realtor, and when you're doing this, nobody wants a realtor. This is all, hey, these are my handymen. These are my finance guys. You know what I mean? This lady fucking shows up in a car, Keller Williams plastered all over it. She's got the fucking polo with it on. She's got a clip pad, bro. She had a Keller Williams freaking clip pad with a stack of cards. It was like being in Vegas where she's just like walking around handing out her business card. I pulled her aside and I was like, one, this is not your property. I said, what you're doing is highly unethical. That's not your client. I was like, you're not supposed to do any of this. I need you to put your business cards away and put that stuff away and you can show your buyers the property. Because like, dude, and then I had to go explain to the seller why there's a realtor here. And I was blown away, dude. Because it's just not how it's supposed to be done. And you can't, if I wasn't there, I don't know what would have, if I wasn't that buffer, so realtors could be a problem sometimes.
They are.
Sometimes field agents,
We discourage them from going out to the properties. We don't allow them to do showings. So we highly discourage that. Yeah. Obviously they always try to snake the deals.
Well, it happened to me in one deal up in Philly and they actually did snake the deal. And it's like, so there's a trust factor, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And so far, you haven't had any issues with like any of that type of stuff where your customers are like, hey, this guy is like, doing some shady stuff or anything?
We knew from the start. I'll never forget this. It was actually my first time we had a request for a showing. Our client specified, do you guys send realtors out there? And I didn't know what to say. I was like, well, we can. And they're like, what? I don't want a realtor at this property. And I was like, well, we don't have to. He's like, yeah, these realtors are going to try to snake the deal. And
realtors are grimy, bro.
And he walked me through it on the spot, and I was like, okay, I get it now. I need to add a filter into my software. So when people are uploading their credentials, realtor credentials, license, bond, whatever it's going to be, I need to be able to filter through the realtors. So on those assignments, they're not getting tasked. Also, we send out paperwork. We send non-disclosure paperwork out for the showings. Letting them know what their role is at these assignments. All questions go back to us. Do not answer any questions. Do not let the sellers interact. So after going through some, what I would call fires of doing our first showings, we now have very specific instructions we send out for these assignments to keep everybody in there and understand their role.
Smart.
Yeah, I could definitely use you as some of my mobile home park stuff. It's like, because it's tough. Like I have to negotiate these things well before I even get to see them because I'm not buying them local. They're all over it. Like I just drove to Alabama. What was it, guys? Like last month I went out to Alabama just to sit in the car and go see this park to negotiate the deal. Because you're talking some big money, and it's like, who do you send out there to try to hire someone off Craigslist? Or like Facebook or something and be like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I got 50 units. Well, actually it was 100, but I got 100 units and here's what I need. And then trust that they don't mess it up. And here's the other big thing. Most of these people that we hire ourselves, they don't know how to use like Dropbox or Company Cam. They don't know how to use like G Drive. They're sending you text messages to individual. Dude, it drives me crazy. They'll send you like 100 photos through text messages that you got to click save and it makes more work for you. That's laughing, but it's true.
With InvestorBootz, there's a streamlined process. You spend 3 to 4 minutes placing an order, and you get on with tasks. Everything else after that is streamlined and simplified through the back end with my scheduling team and our field agents. There's a very methodical process we go through. We review the photos, you get your link, stuff like that. So you never have to worry about it. We actually surveyed our clients, and they were spending an average of an hour and a half per property, locating somebody, vetting them, hiring them, scheduling them. This is when they're going on Google, Craigslist, into Facebook message boards, calling local realtors and giving away a cut to do this stuff. They were spending all this time. And that's not only including after the appointment's set, what if somebody has to cancel? What if somebody's a no-show? What if somebody's running late? All of those messages now are coming into my team, freeing up the investor again, all that time.
So that's a good. Let me stop you there. So that's a good point, John. Did you?
I think probably the same point. I was just curious how much your clients do they talk to the field agent, or is there like a communication barrier there? Like, what's the handling of situations on the ground like?
So I'm huge on communication. Okay, my background. I was a firefighter paramedic for almost a decade at Los Angeles. Huge on communication. So that being said, you're going to receive an email. Once you've placed the order, you receive an email after the field agent has been assigned. It's going to have their photo and their contact information, just so you have it for your records. You receive a third email after the appointment has been confirmed. It's going to have the day and time. You'll receive a 4th email after the order is completed with your lockbox code, your photos, your document, your room measurements, your 2D floor plan, whatever you ordered from us. In between there, we're going to be notifying you. You're going to be hearing from my scheduling team like, hey, I'm Mark. I'm assigned to this order. I'll be helping you out. So we're very big on communication and making sure you guys are not wondering what the hell, what's the status of this order.
I'm curious. So like you give the end user the phone number of the field agent?
Yep.
Are you not worried that the end user is just gonna next time call them?
Why not? Why wouldn't I do that?
Like connecting a buyer on a deal.
It's happened. Typically, our field agents know if that happens, they get deactivated from the portal.
They get deactivated from you. So there's
So it has happened in the past, but at the end of the day, it's that convenience factor. You know, if you guys need to be able to reach out to them and say, hey, by the way, this seller is
No, I get that aspect, but for you as I'm with John, like for you as a business owner, but I get it. It's like one, I'm not going to give them as much business as you. So they'd almost be shooting themselves in the foot to pick up my call and go behind your back. So, and I don't know what you charge and we're not going to ask, but it's like, so what? I can save $50 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And this person's going to lose all of your business to just come and do like some photos for me so I can see that. Yeah, I get that.
The convenience of you guys seeing a photo and having their contact information and having that peace of mind that you can reach out to them far outweighs one of my clients trying to go behind my back and hire that person.
And we asked just to ask, but honestly, as I'm playing it out of my head, it'd be like, you couldn't give me enough business for what you're doing. But I was going to go back to my other question, right? So I was kind of thinking, you had made mention, and this for anybody listening, I'm sure I'm not the only person this has happened to. I call you up and I say, I use your portal, and I'm like, hey, I got a showing. I got 5 buyers showing up. So you go do your thing. Now, how many? Just real quick, how long does that take? What am I paying for that guy to be on site? Like how long?
You would decide. You can buy hourly, half hour. So you'd be able to log into my dashboard and just say, hey, this is going to be a quick 30-minute, just show up, whatever it's going to be.
And you pay me, and I pay you based on that?
Based on the time that will be at the property. Yeah.
So what I was going to ask was how many times I have 5 people going out, there's an hour window, and there's always some slow fuckers who do not show up during that window. And this happened to me where like an hour later they cruise in. And like, so am I able to be like, hey, we're missing one. Can you stay around an extra hour and then you just charge me more? Or like, am I able to do that? Okay.
If you have information, you're able to go right into that order, message us right in the portal. The scheduling team is going to get it right away. We can send a message to the field agent, let them know. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, this stuff happens, guys. I mean, these orders and all of these situations everyone is so different. It's insane.
So I will say, I did use your service. I did not. I don't know if you looked me up in your system. So I had a problem with you. And so and I told Carlos and John when Carlos first told me where I tried setting up an account and we had this order and I don't wholesale anymore. This was like, I don't know. It was a while ago. I think we first heard of it. That's Carlos heard of you or met you. And so at first I was just pissed and I was like, fuck this company, you know what I mean? Like just another company. And it's like, I couldn't get my order in. Like it was a debacle to get set up, to say the least. But here's the thing. I went and hired somebody myself. Well, not me, but my TC did. And that person was supposed to show up on a set day and time. They canceled that morning. So my TC got back a hold of you. And I will say, within that day, within that morning, you guys took our order, set it up. And I think there was a 4-hour window. You guys got it done, hired the person, and got them out there so we didn't have to reschedule with the seller. And I was like, holy shit, thank God. So it was a little rocky where at first I was just pissed, right? That's just my personality where I'm just like, F this, like never again. But we had no options because we had people showing up, we needed this done. And this person off of Craigslist that we found just canceled on us with 4 hours to spare. And maybe it was longer, but I think it was in a morning window. You guys went in, she got a hold of you guys. I think she actually talked to somebody or something. And you guys set that up and got somebody out there without having to do a delay or a schedule. So it was fairly quick. And I was pretty impressed by that.
There's no accountability when you're going on Google and you're doing my field agents are going to get rated after the transaction. That rating is going to affect whether or not they ever get business from that company again. I'm curious, what was the debacle from the start when you guys had signed it? What was the issue? What was the order for? Do you remember?
Somebody gave you a thumbs up. I do not. I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was a showing. We had a showing. Again, my TC did it, but I just remember this was back in like September or October. And I was just like, man, and we couldn't get it set up. There was like hoops to go through or something, and we just needed it done within the next day, and it was just difficult, and we didn't do it. So we went and hired somebody, but then desperation kicked in, and she actually got a hold of somebody, and I don't know if you call it a client success manager or whoever it was, but she was able. Are you looking? You're looking up? She's looking me up in the system. See what it was.
Me?
Oh, I thought you were looking me up in your system to see when it was. It was like September or October. It would have been under our company name, Offer Please. But
So, yeah,
anyway,
I'd
so
love
yeah,
to figure out what happened there, but I'm really big. We guarantee our work. If something like this happens, typically to this day, I want it to hit my desk because I still meet with my COO and we go over all this stuff and we figure out what are we doing wrong, what can we do better. So I would have loved to have worked through it and maybe hopped on the phone with you and kind of done some damage control and really.
Yeah, but in my mind, like I want to say, like my whole point of bringing this up wasn't to pinpoint the negative; it was to pinpoint the positive. Because, like, although like there was a rocky start, right? There's going to be with a lot of things. The fact that I was able to come back and within a 4 hour, I was just impressed because I wasn't a part of it. Okay. I was sitting at my desk and then I thought, shit, we're going to have to reschedule this. And then she's like, no, InvestorBootz came through. They got something. And I was shocked, to say the least. I was just like, what do you mean? And she explains, this was a while ago. She's like, I did this, this, and this. And I talked to somebody and we got them out. I was like, you mean they sent somebody out and we don't have to reschedule? And she's like, no. I was like, this is awesome. So
yeah.
That's what I was pinpointing is the fact. Because when you go and hire somebody on your own, it is very hard to find somebody that fast and to be able to get them out on time. Not just find them within 4 hours, but to have them go to an appointment that same morning. You can't do that, man. Like, you just can't, because you have to vet them. You have to get a driver's license. You have to make sure, you have to talk to them. You have to train them, tell them what you want, go through all those things. There's no way we were doing that last minute after somebody canceled within a 4 hour window, but she went back to you and was able to do it. So I was just pinpointing that at that point, like even in those tight time frames, you were able to get somebody for us. And I forget where it was. I think it was Texas. I think it was because we do Florida and Texas. I think it was Texas.
We're fast. We're same day fast. I can't stress it enough that we want our clients to have speed as a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Bottom line, speed. I always say time kills all deals. And we really want just being able to log in and place an order within 3 to 4 minutes. We want our
customer, because I think it was maybe the issue was because I was new and I had to set something up with you, and maybe there was some issues there. But if I'm a new customer, and let's just say I need something done 6 o'clock tonight, and it's 1 o'clock right now or 1:30 or whatever, like, could I get that done?
Yeah, absolutely. We're same day fast. Now, here's the thing. We probably, did you go through our onboarding or do like an onboarding with anybody on my team? That's
what I was going to ask about, your onboarding process.
It was not me, so I can't speak to that.
Okay. I would assume, and you can confirm with your team member, that they probably didn't go through an onboarding process. So typically what happens if you sign up, you're going to receive a video on how to use the scheduling dashboard just to the best of your advantage. It's super easy to use. It's so basic. But we want to also hop on in person, and we just want to go through it with you from start to finish. Here's the 4 steps to place an order. Select the service, give us an address, a day and time, who's the point of contact. You're done. Go back, handle the critical stuff. We want to walk through all the steps. We want to be able to answer your questions in real time. So that's our onboarding process now. You receive a video that shows you all of this, but we're also reaching out, having multiple touch points to just try to get somebody on the phone or be able to at least explain how to.
So maybe that's where the issue was, and I don't know, but like, so let's say I need it fast, but now I got to schedule with you to do this onboarding. Like, how long is that going to take?
You get a video when you first sign up on how to use it. It's a short video and it walks you through it. But literally, when you log in, there's a button that says create order. And that's it. And it walks.
Well, I could, even as a new customer, I could do same day.
Absolutely. If you place an order at 3 p.m, and everybody has their schedules in the area kind of tight, I mean, I don't know if we can make that deadline within 3 hours. I'm not going to guarantee that. But absolutely, we're going to be able to get somebody out there. If it's too dark, we might come back and say, hey, our field agent's saying it's dark. Do you want to wait until tomorrow to get photos when it's lighter? Stuff like that.
Bro, yeah, I was thinking about one deal where I did do that, and then they sent me photos of night. It was night photos. You couldn't even see the fucking property. It was just like all you could see was like the light on the front of the house. It was just dark, and I'm like,
yeah, no. And so we're going to be proactive with all this stuff. We're going to let you know, hey, we can get there in 2 hours. It is dark. You're going to get dark photos. Do you want us to wait till the morning? You know, we're going to give you the option at least.
But I got you. I mean, we've hired people in the past where like we'll hire them, and the one property I'm thinking of is like we expected them to go out during the daytime, but you know, these people, you've never worked with them before, and then here they go, and they're, what do you mean? They take all day to do it. You're waiting, then they happen. This is all the time they had. They go at 6 o'clock at night and send you dark photos, and like, here, I completed your job, and you're like, well, bro, like I expect you to do this at 12. Not at 6 p.m. And you can't control that as somebody hiring somebody off of Craigslist. You could tell them that you want this photo, like, hey, dude, like I need good photos. And you assume common sense means like you're not going at like nighttime, at like, you know what I mean? So I like that aspect as well. I digress, but I like that aspect of it, the control. So
Yeah.
I get that.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So like services, I mean, I think everybody listening probably is like, okay, I can immediately see value for, I've got a contract, or maybe I've got an old person and I need a contract sent out there, lock boxes, pictures. What are some of the services that you do that maybe we're not thinking of, just to kind of like open up the viewer's mind to like what is possible with InvestorBootz? We talked about pro services earlier, but that's against like, I've got the contract and I got to make this property look good for a showing. But what are some of those things out there you're like, this is really cool, clients are finding value from this, and you're probably not thinking about it as we kind of talk about your company right now?
You know, it's our clients that really get creative with our services, that understand the sky is the limit. They don't just have to go off of everything that's on our fee schedule and in our bundles. It's our clients that take advantage of our letter posting services, of our wellness checks. You know, if a seller's ghosting you and you can send somebody out to the property to do a wellness check, our clients that really take advantage of those services, but also the clients that get super creative. We have rehabbers that send us out to go do updates for their contractors. We'll go out every 2 weeks or once a month and get construction updates for them. They go in and take photos and hold the contractors accountable. We have another guy that does, there's this new platform out, I'm blanking on the name of it, but it uses AI to pick up distressed properties through Google Street View. He sends us out. I mean, those photos are anywhere from 6 to 9 months old. So he sends us out to go get current photos of them. So the guys that really just get creative with the services, we've poured antifreeze down the drains of one of our clients' homes to winterize it. So it's the guys that just realize, look, we're your little magic elves, your ninjas that are here, ready, willing, and able to go handle not only what we're offering, but all the stuff that we're probably not even thinking of that you need to get done. And we're happy to do it. Like I said, as long as we're not breaking the law. If we need to go incognito and do some espionage in a mobile home park, get on the phone with us and let us know, these are our needs. And if we can make it happen, we're happy to do so.
Yeah. I mean, most of the services, though, would be after the point of contract, right? I mean, you keep talking about people using you for photos and stuff, but like I would imagine most of this, like how much of your business centers around like the dispo side of showings, photos. I have a contract, I need photos. I have a buyer, I need a showing. Like how much of that stuff, like, is it 50% of your business? I mean, that's what I would be using. Obviously, the example I gave you, like a lot of that would be around there.
It was a weird metric. We did try to pull it, but the issue is we have clients that their business model, I mean, we've got some clients that are just firing orders down the pipeline right when they get the lead. Just get photos, get a lockbox set up, get the paperwork. Like they're just, everybody's business model is all over the place. There's no one size fits all. And that's why having a service like this is awesome, because while we want to hone in on what we're awesome at and what we do best, we're able to accommodate those those unique requests. But it's really all over the board. I mean, we have clients that I said, just want us to do showings. Clients that every lead they get, they want to be the first one out to the property to impress the person and have a liaison, like they put it, liaison from their company show up to get photos or introduce themselves. Clients that want to go get their own photos before they decide if they want to buy the property.
Yeah.
And then they send us back to go get the paperwork signed, stuff like that. So they're doing their due diligence before they even try to make a deal. It really depends on what your business model is.
Yeah.
So you don't see, so we had somebody on last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had somebody on who was actually taking the opposite stance as you. And I kind of see both sides. And it's like, virtual wholesaling to a point was a huge thing, but he was really talking about the local aspect. Do you see like a lot of people even using you for the local, like their local, like they just want to use you locally, or is this really just a virtual thing? Because I do have a belief that I think a lot of the localized real estate is going to make a comeback versus this virtual stuff we got into over the last 5 years.
Great question. So both. So our clients that are currently still driving within a 2 or 3 hour radius of where they live to go get their own photos, do their own showings, handle all this stuff, are now switching over. They're seeing the value in buying back their time to get back on the phones,
Time saving,
buying back their time to be with their family or do whatever they want to do. I just brought on somebody yesterday. He was driving locally. He goes, dude, I cannot believe this service. I'm local. All I do is 3 hours within my house, or within 3 hour radius of my house. I still drive out every day. So now not only is he not going to drive within a 3 hour mile radius, now he's going to scale and go nationwide into new markets. What else? I have somebody that we took on from the solar industry. They were doing huge dollars in the solar industry, and he brought over all of his high sales reps with him. And these guys were making well into the 6 figures. And what was happening when they were locking up contracts, these 6-figure sales guys were now getting on the phone and being project managers and locating all these people in remote areas. And when he found out that he didn't have to do it anymore, literally they could place an order and get back on the phones again, and they were saving an hour and a half of their time per property. It kind of just ties back into, again, I forget your original question. It was about
Well, it was more just about the state of the industry, local versus virtual, how you guys see it in your system. Like a lot of local guys, or is it everyone's now trying to go virtual still, or do you see people get more hyper localized?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. No, it's definitely we're breaking the guys out that are just staying in their backyard, getting them on the phones, getting them back, buying up their time to spend with their family. That's what this guy said yesterday, actually. And we're getting them to be able to go nationwide. The sky's the limit, If what's holding you back, if the bottleneck is worrying about finding somebody who's trustworthy and reliable, we've got that covered. Go get the leads in all these different areas, and we can do the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And it's like one of the things, it was a lot easier back in the day to be able to do virtual because there wasn't as much competition. You know what I mean? So patience was there with the seller, and you were able to talk to them and then get somebody out there. And, maybe there's a couple days that goes by between, when you get the contract or when you get the photos or something like that. Right. But now with the competition, it is like you have to be out there extremely fast. Otherwise, they just think that you're not, you're not serious, I guess is the right way to say it. And so they're willing to start entertaining other people. And they're like, well, this guy hasn't even come by yet. You know what I mean? Like, and it's been 3 days. Like, is he even buying my property?
If you're an investor in Phoenix, Arizona, calling a seller in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Who do you think is going to make a better impression? The guy in Phoenix over the phone, or the guy using InvestorBootz who's going to have a liaison out to the property the same day for photos and to introduce himself?
No.
And then, and you're getting into some CRMs, you said.
Yeah, we're looking to just prompt people at various stages in the process of where they're at. Like they may not, okay, it's time to get the document signed, or whatever. It's time to get your photos, or now you need to do a showing, stuff like that. We're trying to really make it easier and prompt people and remind them about these essential tasks that they need to get done. Just like all the other stuff they get prompted for in the CRMs.
Yeah.
Who's doing the ordering? Acquisitions, dispo, transaction coordinators, the owners themselves? Do you guys have like a breakdown? Do you know?
Gosh, I don't have a breakdown on that. It'd be so hard. It's everybody, man. I mean, we get on the phone with sometimes we're like, hey, I'm in acquisitions. Here's what we need. I'm dispo. We get on the phone with the owners. People use transaction coordinators. You know, a lot of people are using VAs overseas. I guess they're calling them transaction coordinators. Some of our clients have 20 users. You know, some of our clients have 5 users for the company that are able to log in and place.
Oh, you can get individual users into InvestorBootz?
Yeah. So under your company, your client dashboard, you're able to have multiple users sign up under your company so they can place their own orders. Everybody can see all the orders the company's placed, but you can also filter them down to all your own orders and kind of see when they're scheduled for, what the status is, stuff like that.
Super cool.
That's pretty
Super
cool.
cool.
I mean, so are you branching out past investors? I mean, like I was thinking like, okay, property management, like showing prospective tenants, apartments or mobile homes or houses. And, you know, maybe your property, maybe you own your own rentals or something. And it's like before you would have to have, which is why, and I'm weaving here, but which is why there's a huge kind of leaning towards Wi-Fi enabled lock boxes, Bluetooth lock boxes, you know, these things you control from your phone to let people in. Are you guys seeing any of that, or are you going to get into that part of the business and like market towards property managers?
Yeah, and that goes back to the question he had asked about the services you might not be thinking of. So Carlos might know Jason Hartman, but we're working with Jason because to do property management stuff. You know, again, we want to do move-in and move-out inspections, do showings for these tenants, and just make it so much more readily accessible, you know, at somebody's fingertips. And so, yeah, definitely, we're doing those. Let me see, our move-in, move-out inspections.
Yeah, Mimos. Will you do evictions for me and go sit in court so I don't have to?
What is the process on an eviction? You just sit there and wait to see if they show up or not?
Yeah, pretty much. Like a representative from your company has to be there at the court.
You
I
know
don't
what?
actually know if a boots on the ground could do it, but even on the eviction day itself, you need somebody there with the sheriff to handle that.
We do that. We go into jails and get documents notarized. And I believe we have done an eviction where we just had somebody sit in the courthouse, I want to say. Yeah, but we're able to go into jails and get documents notarized. But to your question, what other industries? Escrow, title companies, lenders. I mean, the signings are such a big part of those transactions, you know, so we're able to go and handle RON, notarizations, remote online. We're able to do in-person wet signatures for all those industries as well, too.
So you're planning, I mean, you're really scaling this then. I mean, this is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like an Angie's List. I mean, you're kind of like with your home services and Boots on the Field agents, it's kind of like a DoorDash / Angie's List, or what do you call it, homeadvisor.com, those things. You know what I mean? Like those types of services mixed in with Uber Eats DoorDash type of vibe to it, right?
Yeah, we're trying to stay in our lane. Trust me, there's a ton of stuff we've turned down, a ton of opportunities, collaborations we've turned down. We're trying to stay in our lane. Notarizations is under our umbrella. Document signings are under our umbrella.
That's how you started, right?
Yeah, so it's just a natural fit to work with the nationwide escrow companies, title companies, lenders, you know, the Easy REIs, David Olds, who's got the nationwide title services, stuff like that. We're able to go out and facilitate all of those closings, you know, at the click of a button, again, and just having that convenience.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I kind of want to give you an opportunity to talk just more specifically about pricing to anybody that's kind of hung on this long. I'm curious, like, is there a monthly fee, or is it only when I need a service? Like, how does that work? So people kind of know what they're getting into.
Yeah, so there's going to be no monthly fee. There's actually going to be a link that you guys are going to be placing up, that you guys will be posting, I believe. There's going to be no monthly fee, no sign-up fees. Again, the pricing is flat fee based. For all of our in-house services, for our pro services, we send it out to our pro network and get about 4 to 5 quotes. We shoot you back the lowest quote, and if you're happy with it, we see the project through from start to finish. So that's how our pricing structure works. Did I answer that one okay for you, John? When you sign up, you immediately receive the fee schedule. We're in the process of having a link put on the website so you can click it and see the fees right there in front of you as well.
So it's always upfront pricing. I always know, hey, I'm thinking about this service. This is going to be the cost of it. We talked about that earlier, but yeah, the only things that are variable are like pro serve or hourly.
Yeah, you'll always know what to expect when you're gonna what you're gonna pay for the services. There's add-on services. Sometimes our clients will place an order for photos, and then they realize they need a document signed now. So you don't pay full fee for the document. You pay 50% off as an add-on service. But we're really driving everybody to the bundles. We just started bundling everything. We've just found, and the feedback from our clients has just been that the bundles are what's separating them and what's helping get them more bids, higher offers, and that's just been the game separator for them. So we just moved to a full bundled model, pricing model, where we're stacking all the services at a reduced rate, and we've had great success with that so far. Again, we can make it as easy as possible for your buyers, guys. Make it a no-brainer decision. That's our goal. Save you your time.
John's dog is not happy with InvestorBootz. He doesn't like the bundle.
Dog's crazy.
That's your dog. So he'll change his mind. If I send somebody out to go walk your dog around the block for 30 minutes,
probably would change his mind at this point because that's what she wants.
I mean, it's a pretty cool service. I was just thinking about how I could use it in my current business, and it's like, yeah, I could see some stuff. Like, I need you to check in on a job. I got a rehab going in another area, and I want to know if my contractor is moving along like he tells me he's moving along. And sometimes their photos may not be your photos, and it's like, okay, well, let me get somebody out there. I mean, how much? Forget the bundle. How much just to send somebody out for photos? How economical is that?
Well, are you looking for exterior and interior photos? It's $165 nationwide. Yeah. And again, they're getting detailed photos. We are going under the sinks. We're zooming in on any damages. We're getting the AC unit in the label, furnace in the label, the roof, just everything. So you get the whole big picture of what it looks like.
Yeah. I think it'd be really cool when you get integrated into some softwares too. It'll make everyone's life a lot easier.
Yeah. We're trying to do some stuff like that where people could just zap information in. We're going to be working with the guys from InvestorBootz shortly, so that they, their users can just zap the information in when it's time for boots on the ground or to get photos or any of these other physical services that they need. So that's really the goal for 2025 for us.
Good luck, man. That'll be pretty
cool. Yeah. Hey, guys.
I was thinking of InvestorBootz. Those are good dudes over there.
They really are.
And cool product.
Oh man, my clients are just raving about InvestorBootz. Everybody that has used it has just come back and said anything that they've been using, these guys are just blowing them out of the water. Mm-hmm. Just how it looks, the functionality, everything. So that's really cool. I'm happy for those guys.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a fun ending question for you.
Oh boy.
We like to give for our guests. Let me share my screen here and combat the dog that needs a walk. All right, here we go.
You want me to go through it?
Yeah, Brandon's the best one to intro this.
All right, listen, dude. Think gladiator status. You're in a coliseum, right? You're Russell Crowe. You have the option of picking 2 people to be on your team. You can either pick 50, and it's important to know American Eagles, right? They're American. And you can pick 10 crocodiles, 3 grizzly bears, 7 bulls, 1 sniper, 15 gray wolves, 10,000, we're going to call them New York City rats, 5 silverback gorillas, or 4 lions. Now, they will defend you. Everybody else is coming to kill you. So, and we have to assume, as Carlos likes to put it, that although maybe that they don't speak human and you don't speak animal, they understand the mission that you guys are a team. So they understand what they need to do. Who's on your team?
Do we know how many rounds that sniper's got?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have to assume unlimited. He's coming prepared. Let's just put it this way. He's coming prepared.
He's prepared. I would say it this way too. I think a good way to think about it is think of it Coliseum style, but think it's you and whatever two you pick are on like one side of the Coliseum, just the ground floor, and then everything else starts out on the other end, ground floor.
Yeah,
so if you have a sniper, if the sniper's on your team or against your team, he's just right next to you, ground floor.
Yeah, he's standing next to you.
Guys, this is some serious shit.
Think about it.
Trust me.
All right.
This ain't easy, dude. Your life depends on it, honestly. This may
quite literally, your life depends on it.
All right, so based on the photos, that sniper kind of looks like a Navy SEAL, so I'm gonna just go with him right off the bat, unlimited rounds, and I'm just hoping he just goes to town and buys me a little time, and then, oh my gosh, I think I'm literally gonna go after. I'm picking the 7 bison. I mean, who's gonna stand up to those 7 freaking?
What the fuck? Why are you picking the bison? What the fuck are they gonna do? The silverback gorilla is just going to grab them by their horns and break their neck.
He's gonna break my neck. That's the issue. There's no way he knows the plan. There's no way he's gonna be a team player. He's coming out.
No, he is. No. You have to assume they're all team. They know the mission.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can't really communicate with them, but they know they're like defending. They know one team against the other.
I'm just saying 4 lions can probably easily take down these bison that you got. Between the lions and the grizzly, your bison are dead, bro. Meanwhile, the gorilla, while the lions and the bears take out the bison, the gorilla's coming after you and the sniper. 5 of them, they're circling around. You got 10,000 rats gnawing at your feet, dude.
I just pretty much dug my own grave, didn't I?
Yeah, but the bison.
If you didn't know, Brandon loves the gorillas.
No one's ever picked a bison.
Yeah.
I feel like they do a good job trampling all the rats.
But yeah. I could see them doing
10,000 rats is not a small number, and so those things running around super fast.
Wow, guys. I mean, you really put me in a predicament here.
Such does everybody say when they come on our podcast.
But wow.
I mean, dude, if that's your
yeah, is that final answer? I mean, that's fine if it is.
To it. That's my TED talk. I'm sticking to it. Look.
Okay.
Bison, if they know the mission, like Carlos said.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, 5 gorilla, like that, done.
No way.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I'm not there's the Vegas line is not in your favor on this one. I feel like you're Dunsky. I feel like you're done.
I feel like it's hard for anybody not to be Dunsky, just for the record.
Has anybody won this, by the way? Has anybody made you guys happy with this answer?
I think there was one of the first ones, actually. I think he picked the Gray Wolves. What was it? Was it the Rats?
I think it was Gray Wolves and the Bears. I think it was Gray Wolves.
Was that what it was? Like, I feel like you have to pick. It's either the Sniper, the Bears, the Gray Wolves, or the Gorillas. Like, I just feel as if any other those, I don't know. 4 Lions doesn't bother me. The Hawks, I guess 50 of them coming at you, but like, I just don't see. Or American Eagles, I don't see. I don't know. Crocodiles, I just don't see them chasing me down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, if it was like a water setting, they'd have
what kind of
stuff
crocodile it is.
In my mind, the Sniper is easily taking out the Grizzlies. Headshots, 1, 2, 3, gone.
Yeah.
So I feel like that. And then he could take out the Lions for me. So I'm really left with the Wolves, the Rats, the Hawks, the Bison, and the Crocodile. And as long as the Sniper can help me out with some of the Bison too in the meantime, or I feel like me and the Gorillas, we can handle the rest. I don't know what I'm doing about the Rats, to be honest. I don't know how I'm killing them. I hope I have a weapon of some sort. I don't know. Carlos, do we have weapons? Do we get a weapon?
No.
You need a flamethrower to take care of those rats.
Question is, I need to do some research on rats. So do you pick the rats then?
Dude, just
There's a lot of
imagine
rats.
10,000 rats as a hive mind. Just like,
But do they have rabies? Like, this is all stuff we have to consider too.
It's like
Well, what
that
if, like-
scene from Lord of the Rings where the ghosts just come across everything.
Yeah.
Well, how about this, right? 1,000 rats on each bear. That's 3,000. You think 1,000 rats could subdue a bear?
They can't even like that. They would cover the bear like 3 times for 1,000. I don't think you even need
Yeah.
that
So,
many.
but can they kill it? Is the question.
Who cares if they can kill it? If you had the sniper and the 10,000 rats, the rats are just distracting everything.
I like that.
And then the sniper's just killing them.
That's
so
a
it's the
smart
sniper
way
and
to
the
go.
rats. So it's the sniper and the rats is what we're saying.
Here's an idea too. If you guys added an extra box for 50,000 InvestorBootz field agents,
There we go.
They can accomplish anything.
they're gonna have their camera phones ready, their clipboards for the signing sheets. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Lock
a lot.
boxes to throw.
Yeah.
So just
That's
just
funny.
an idea for you should throw your next guest off and have 50,000 InvestorBootz field agents in a box.
I can't wait for some alternate reality twist and timeline, and you find yourself in this situation. You're like, fuck, and you are just you're placed you're placed in with the bison and the sniper. And you're gonna really regret it, man. I'm just saying. I want you in that moment to go, shit. BP was right. I should have picked the gorillas.
That's freaking awesome. Oh man.
Anyway, that was good.
Yeah, cool, Steve. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Service sounds absolutely amazing. We'll be pumped to feed into more conversations with our customers, community, people that we chat with. What's the best way to follow you, stay in touch with you?
InvestorBootz.com, but you guys can email me personally, steve@InvestorBootz.com, where you guys, and obviously this special QR code right here, you guys will get discounted pricing when you use this QR code by signing up for this link. There's going to be no monthly fees, no sign-up fees. So just make sure to use that QR code. It is linked to that and the special pricing, guys.
Awesome.
Steve@InvestorBootz.com. We're really looking forward to being of service to you guys.
Love it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.